The story revolves around twin sisters, Sumi and Rina, who are complete opposites in every way. Sumi is shy, introverted, and lacks confidence because she's overweight. She spends most of her time locked up in her room, avoiding social interactions. However, she has a secret hobby. She sings live online under the name Sexy Diva. Over the years, she's gained a lot of fans who adore her voice and assume she must be beautiful. But Sumi never shows her face because she's afraid that if her fans see what she really looks like, they'll stop liking her. On the other hand, Rina is the complete opposite. She's a famous idol in a popular girl group called Miracle Girls. Rina is known for her stunning beauty and incredible dancing skills, but she can't sing well. Despite this, she's the most popular member of the group. However, Rina is arrogant, rude, and often clashes with her bandmates, who dislike her for her attitude. One day, Rina's manager informs her that she's been chosen to film a commercial with a famous male singer named Haesung. The other members of Miracle Girls are upset because Rina always gets more opportunities, even though they're better singers. Later that day, reporters come to Rina and Sumi's house to interview Rina's family. Rina is embarrassed by Sumi's appearance and tells her to stay in her room during the interview. When the reporters ask if Rina has any siblings, she lies and says her older sister is studying abroad and rarely comes home. Sumi hates Rina for her mean personality and the way she treats her. Even though they're twins, they don't get along and are always arguing. Sumi also hates school because she's constantly bullied by her classmates. One of the bullies is a popular boy named Gyosiak, who Sumi secretly has a crush on. Last year, Sumi tried to confess her feelings to Gyosiak by giving him a gift and a love letter. But the bullies caught her and humiliated her by reading the letter out loud in front of everyone. Sumi was deeply embarrassed and still hasn't gotten over it, but her feelings for Gyosiak haven't changed. Meanwhile, Rina goes to the set of the commercial to film with Haesung. Haesung is even more arrogant than Rina and looks down on her because he thinks she's only famous for her looks. He refuses to participate in the commercial, calling the concept dumb, and leaves the set. This causes Rina to lose the opportunity as well. She returns home crying and cursing Haesung for ruining her chance. At the same time, Sumi is playing with their family dog in the front yard. While she's not looking, the dog runs away. Sumi spends the entire day searching for it and eventually finds an older woman lying unconscious on the ground. Sumi helps the woman to her home, and the woman reveals that she's a tarot reader. To thank Sumi for her kindness, the woman offers her a wish. Sumi is skeptical but decides to make a wish. At first, she thinks about wishing to switch lives with her sister, but then she changes her mind and wishes to never gain weight. The tarot reader gives her a necklace as a gift and sends her on her way. As Sumi walks home with the dog, she suddenly faints. At the same time, Rina, who's in the middle of a dance rehearsal, also collapses. When the sisters wake up, they find themselves in a hospital. To their shock, they realize they've switched bodies. Their mother calls them by the wrong names, and they're horrified to see each other's faces. Desperate to switch back, they run outside and hit their heads with a rock, hoping it will reverse the switch. But the plan doesn't work. Sumi remembers the necklace the tarot reader gave her and realizes that she might have accidentally wished to switch lives with Rina. They rush to the tarot reader's house to ask for help, but they find out that the woman has gone on vacation and won't be back for a month. Devastated, the sisters realize they'll have to live as each other for the next month. To adjust to their new lives, they explain their daily routines to each other. Sumi has to act rude, eat less, and practice the dance routines for Miracle Girls, while Rina just has to stay quiet and be like Sumi. The next day, the sisters wear each other's clothes, exchange phones, and get ready for the day. Rina goes to school as Sumi and enjoys eating snacks she would never eat in her own body. She's not worried about the body swap and sees it as a vacation from her busy idol life. However, her relaxed attitude changes when the bullies confront her. Gyosiak snatches her snack and makes fun of her for liking him. Rina wants to fight back but remembers that Sumi would never do that, so she stays quiet. Meanwhile, Sumi goes to the company for Miracle Girls' final rehearsal before their comeback show. As the most popular member, she's given the prettiest clothes and the most attention. However, when it's time to perform, Sumi gets nervous and messes up the dance. Haesung, who's watching the rehearsal, laughs at her lack of talent. During the live performance, Sumi is even more nervous. She holds the necklace and wishes to do her best. Miraculously, she doesn't forget a single step. When the main singer forgets the lyrics, Sumi steps in and sings in her place, impressing everyone, including Haesung. After the show, Sumi accidentally falls into Haesung's arms. She's mesmerized by his beauty, but he puts her down and goes to perform on stage. At home, Rina is mad that Sumi sang well during the performance because when they switch back, people will expect Rina to sing just as well. Sumi promises to do worse next time. But then Haesung texts Rina, in Sumi's body, asking her to record a duet with him. Rina remembers how rude Haesung was to her and tells Sumi to do her best and teach him a lesson. At school, Rina finds Sumi's journal and reads it. She learns about all the struggle Sumi has faced, including being rejected in auditions because of her looks. Rina realizes how unfair the world is to people who aren't considered conventionally attractive. The next time the bullies confront Rina, she insults one of the girls' makeup. When the girl tries to slap her, Rina grabs her hand and stops her, surprising everyone. Gyosiak tries to humiliate her for liking him, but Rina calls him ugly and walks away. Gyosiak is stunned by her sudden confidence and even finds it attractive. At the same time, Sumi, in Rina's body, is at the company preparing for Miracle Girl's comeback performance. Haesung texts her, asking her to meet him on the rooftop. When she arrives, Haesung apologizes for being rude to her during the commercial incident. He admits that he misjudged her and wants to make things right. They discuss the song they'll record together and realize they have similar tastes in music. This makes it easier for them to collaborate. As they talk, Haesung suddenly pulls Sumi into an embrace and asks her out on a date. Sumi, who has always admired Haesung, is thrilled but also nervous because she's still in Rina's body. Later, they're in the studio recording their duet. While listening to the final mix of the song, they share a moment and end up kissing. Sumi is overjoyed but also conflicted because she knows she's living a lie. Meanwhile, at home, Rina, in Sumi's body, is furious when she hears about Sumi's performance at the comeback show. She's worried that when they switch back, people will expect her to sing as well as Sumi did. Sumi promises to do worse next time, but Rina isn't convinced. Over the next few days, Sumi and Haesung meet on the rooftop whenever they can. Sumi enjoys every moment they spend together, even though she knows it's temporary. She starts falling for Haesung and doesn't want to switch back to her old life. Meanwhile, Rina continues reading Sumi's journal and learns more about her sister's struggles. She discovers that Sumi had gone to several musical auditions in the past but was rejected because of her looks. Many directors dismissed her talent outright, calling her names and refusing to give her a chance. Rina realizes how unfair the world is to people who don't fit society's beauty standards. At school, Rina notices that her classmates are dancing to Miracle Girl's song during recess. When she laughs at their poor dancing, they challenge her to do better. To everyone's surprise, Rina performs the dance flawlessly, impressing even Gyosiak. He starts looking at her differently, intrigued by her sudden confidence. One day, Sumi is using Haesung's computer when she discovers that he watches her Sexy Diva live streams. This gives her hope that Haesung might like her even when she's back in her own body. At the same time, Rina is going through Sumi's computer and accidentally starts a live stream as Sexy Diva with her face visible. The viewers are shocked and start mocking her looks. Many subscribers unsubscribe, and Rina is devastated. That night, Sumi cries herself to sleep, wishing that everyone would forget about the live stream. The next morning, the live stream is gone, and no one remembers it, almost as if it never happened. Even Rina doesn't recall going live. Sumi realizes that the necklace she received from the tarot reader has the power to grant wishes. She starts testing it and discovers that every time she makes a wish, it comes true. However, there's a catch: every wish has unintended consequences for someone else. For example, when Sumi wishes for her favorite food, Haesung's new song is accused of plagiarism. When she wishes for Haesung to recover from a bad performance, a crew member gets seriously injured. Sumi begins to feel guilty but doesn't know how to stop using the necklace. The next day, Haesung locks himself in a studio, upset about the plagiarism scandal. Sumi goes to see him, and they finish recording their duet together. Haesung seems to rely on her for emotional support, which makes Sumi feel closer to him. Meanwhile, Rina is excited because the 30 days are finally over. She and Sumi go to the tarot reader's house to switch back, but they find out the woman still hasn't returned. Sumi remembers that she once wished for the tarot reader to never come back, and she realizes that's why the woman is still away. Sumi makes another wish, this time for the tarot reader to return soon. However, the wish comes with a consequence. A dating rumor about Rina and Haesung spreads in the media. Rina finds out about the rumor and is furious. She confronts Sumi, and the two sisters get into a fistfight in the middle of a parking lot. Haesung shows up and separates them, pushing Rina to the ground and telling her to stay away. This makes Sumi believe that Haesung only loves her for Rina's pretty face, not for who she really is. The next day, Sumi visits the tarot reader's house again and meets the woman's daughter. The daughter reveals that her mother passed away from an illness. She also explains that to reverse a wish, both sisters must hold the necklace and genuinely wish to switch back. If either of them doesn't truly mean it, the wish won't work. Rina is overjoyed to finally have a way to switch back, but Sumi is hesitant. Rina notices her sister's reluctance and tells her that Haesung used to hate her when she was in her own body. This means that right now, Haesung isn't in love with Rina's face, he's in love with Sumi's personality. The sisters decide to make the wish together. They hold the necklace and genuinely wish to switch back to their original bodies. However, nothing happens. They're both confused and frustrated, not knowing what went wrong. The next day, Sumi and Rina meet in front of the company for work. As they're talking, Rina is about to be hit by a car. Sumi doesn't hesitate and pushes Rina out of the way, putting her own life in danger. When they wake up in the hospital, they find that they've switched back to their original bodies. The doctor, who looks exactly like the tarot reader, explains that Sumi is the elder sister and Rina's protector. By saving Rina's life, Sumi fulfilled her purpose, which allowed them to switch back. After switching back, Rina breaks up with Haesung, claiming that she doesn't want to lose brand deals by being seen with him. In reality, she doesn't want to date her sister's crush. Meanwhile, Gyosiak apologizes to Sumi and confesses that he started to like her. However, Sumi rejects him because she's in love with Haesung and because Gyosiak is a bully. A few weeks later, Haesung organizes a musical audition. Rina encourages Sumi to participate, and Sumi gathers the courage to go. She sings the duet she performed with Haesung and impresses everyone, including Haesung. In the final scene, Sumi and Haesung are shown recording a song together, indicating that Sumi got the part in the audition. Subscribe for more videos like this, turn on the notifications, and leave a like to help the channel out. Thank you for watching.